長官ユナイテッドエンパイア、今日は試合があった。そして彼がエンパイアの応援してくれるってよ。みんなブローキンケーブルポッドキャストよろしく。
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Broken Tables podcast. I am your host, Jeffrey Vegas. Here without our co-host, King Rome, tonight. I do apologize. He is working. He's got real life to take care of. But your host, Jeffrey Vegas, is here. I will do my best to entertain you guys while King Rome is away. Should have made sure everything was good. There we go. Tables podcast. There you go. All right. Welcome to episode 109 with our AEW Rampage review. And holy shit, am I going to have to change my thumbnail and my title. This main event. Oh my God. Wow. Just absolutely fucking incredible main event on this Rampage by these ladies here. This tag team, or I guess, tag team street fight was insanely good. Very, very good. We'll get to my review of that later, but obviously I have spoiled my thoughts on the match. But holy crap, that was unexpected. That House of Black segment was so good to me that I thought that was going to deserve the, the thumbnail there. But let me show you otherwise. Ruby motherfucking Soho, y'all. This girl kicked so much ass tonight. Holy shit, this was amazing. This was absolutely incredible by Ruby Soho. That's a great photo there. Let me see if I can find it. All right, here we go. Here's another nice photo of her and Wollow. Ruby and Wollow throwing a awesome shout out to Team 3D, the Dudley Boys. This was great, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that. All right, so let's go ahead and start off with our AEW Rampage review. But first off, I want to talk about how pissed off I am. How absolutely pissed off I am about the Smackdown main event. What up, Coog? Okay. So as you guys know, I am a very avid fan of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. This recent news of Saudi Arabia possibly purchasing the company, that definitely hit me a little harder because of how much I do appreciate Sami Zayn, things like that. Kevin Owens is probably one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He's in my top 10 for sure. These two got a main event on SmackDown, one-on-one. And it was advertised that the Bloodline was not in the building. What up, Andy? Yeah, Andy coming in with them scissors. it was advertised that the Bloodline were not in the building. So I was like, fuck yeah, we're getting Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the first time, one-on-one in a long time. We get about 3/4 of an absolute banger. Dude, these guys, now, as much as a WWE style match can be a banger, we get an absolute banger between these two. All of a sudden, when Sami Zayn has the upper hand, one of the Usos shows up out of nowhere and just starts beating up Kevin Owens. Just starts beating his ass in the corner. Sami was setting up for the haluva kick. The crowd was going crazy. The Usos show up and DQ this match. And we proceed to get an amazing, if you take it out of what happened here, it's an amazing beatdown of Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens got absolutely annihilated here. Gets put through the announcer's table by Solo Sikoa with a powerbomb, like gets just destroyed. But the totality of things here are we haven't had a Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn one-on-one match in a long time. And as fans, we know that they are very good friends. And we know how good both of them are at wrestling. We get about 3/4 of this match and you ruin it. I was so pissed off. I was like literally angry, yelling at my screen. I literally screamed, "You ruined it. You fucking ruined it." This was the first time I have tuned into Smackdown in months, weeks, months. And this is how I'm rewarded. I'm tuning in for the main event. You found something that made a guy like me who does not want to watch your product anymore. You found something left in that locker room that I really wanted to see. And I was willing to turn the channel on tonight for the main event. I get 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't exactly time it. I wasn't taking notes or anything, but and then we get this finish. Well, we get this no finish. Sami Zayn's looking at the Usos like, "What are you doing?" And then they get him over there after the powerbomb through the announcer's table, and they all raise their hands for the we the ones. This pissed me off to no end. I can't even tell you how bad this pissed me off. A match that I've wanted to see for so long. And it just gets just taken from me right at the climax. Like, thanks, coach. Got teams all over the place. I can't tell you how angry I was that it took a lot for me to turn the channel on, especially with recent news. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I will support these two almost no matter what. And I can't keep going. I don't want to keep going on about this, but that pissed me off. That pissed me off really bad, like tremendously. All right, so let's get with our AEW Rampage review. Just had to get that out of my system. We started off with the TNT Championship between Juice, Rockhard Robinson, and Darby Allin. I love Juice Robinson. I think he is absolutely incredible. People seem to like kind of make fun of the guy a little bit. He has like a face that looks like a pop figure, everyone says. And now that I've heard people say it and I've seen it, can't get it out of my head, but I still love Juice. He's freaking awesome. He's got one of the hottest wives on the planet, or wives, I guess, with the V would be the plural. The Kook says, looks like that all hands on deck talent meeting today was pure BS by the Banana Man. Yeah, maybe. But this was great. This was just another Darby match where, Darby's opponent beats the ever living crap out of him for the whole 9/10 of the match. Darby comes back in the end and gets the win with an amazing coffin drop. These two kicked each other's ass. Don't get me wrong. Like, you know, Darby got his licks in there, but this was just another one of those Darby getting his ass beat for a few minutes and coming back and getting the win. Sting shows up at the end of the match to celebrate with Darby there. That was a nice little touch. Although, like, it's kind of weird that he showed up like that. They were like, it's Sting. And I'm like, why didn't he just come out with him? You know, it would have been fine. Just come out with him, you know. He got his belt back. Sting was the one that told him, just shut up and go get your belt. You know what I mean? Like, he should have been there. I'm wondering if Sting showed up late for Rampage. Maybe Sting showed up late for Rampage or something, and he had to come running out at the end. So next up, we had a segment of the Book of Hobbes where Powerhouse Hobbes was reading from his new very real book in his hand. Yeah, it's a real book now. Like, I know we've had this a couple times now, but I hate this. Ever since it's become a real book, I do not enjoy this. When we had the video packages of Hobbes going through his city and like people playing dice would see Hobbes and be like, oh shit. To me, that was reading from the book of Hobbes. Get rid of the freaking Bible in his hand, please. It's not working. I don't know about how you guys feel. Let me know in chat how you guys feel about the actual Bible in his hand. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate when he's reading from the book like a passage. No. Next thing, we're going to have Hobbes being like a pastor. Oh, please no. Please no. Next up, we had Renee Paquette cementing a new star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So essentially, we had a thing of concrete ready to go for the Acclaimed to come out and put their scissors into. So the Acclaimed come out, Max Caster with, in my opinion, one of his greatest raps of all time. Max comes out and says, you know, they got more scandals than Gavin Newsom, hiding documents in their basement. I love how they stay up to date on the current news. They're kind of like South Park in a way. You know, South Park was really good about nailing what was going on in the real world on their newest episodes and stuff like that. So this was great. I actually really enjoyed this. So the Acclaimed go to put their scissors into the concrete, but they're rudely interrupted by the Ass Boys or the Gun Club, whatever you would like to call them. And I have to say, the Gun Club, they made the audience laugh more than I think I've ever heard anyone make the audience laugh before. So the Gun Club basically said, the only reason that you guys are popular is because you stole our dad from us. And the crowd, you could hear it loud. We're just laughing. The crowd was just straight up laughing. It was fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was a great line by them. Daddy Ass basically says, like, let me handle this, you know. You boys think you deserve the star? Here, go ahead. Put your guys' handprints into the star. So they go to put their handprints in the star, but the Acclaim circle around behind them. And as they're about to put their hands in and do their handprints, the Acclaimed pants them. They pull their pants down. This was pretty good. Pretty excellent. Yeah, after the Max burn, there was a Max burn. We don't take no blood money was in the... we wouldn't sell out for blood money, I think was the line that they said in their rap there. So they got their pants down, they scramble back to the back, and the Acclaim do their scissors celebration just like up here. This was great. I love every bit of the Acclaimed and any segment that they are involved in. There's like an odd beeping from my living room, but it's whatever TV show came on after Rampage. I forgot to shut the TV off. So next up, we got Swerve and the Mogul affiliates with Renee Paquette. Backstage in a segment here. This was really good. Basically, Swerve's got some extra rappers with him from the LA area. Looks like they're part of the Mogul affiliates here now. And he says, we are going to be the most violent and gruesome group in AEW. So that's going to be interesting. If they're going to be the most gruesome group in AEW, that means they're going to do some crazy. I want some more of the pliers in the dark room with the fingers and stuff like that, man. Give me some more of the dark, dirty shit. You know, if you want to call yourself gruesome and violent, let's get gruesome and violent. You know what I mean? Remember, Jericho had Chyna strapped in the chair and he smashed her thumb with that hammer. Like, give me some stuff like that. I'm 100% in on the creepy. You know, let's do it. All right. Next up, we had Brody King and Malachi Black from the House of Black. When these two are together, they are called the Kings of the Black Throne. And this was versus Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. This was one of my favorite things of the night until the women's match, obviously. Eddie and Ortiz were still having their obvious differences here. They were a little weary of each other walking down the aisle. Ortiz tried to do their little, hand gesture when they get into the ring, but Eddie was having none of it. Ortiz looked a little disappointed there, like he was hurt on the inside. This was very good storytelling. I've been hearing people say, "Oh, AEW doesn't do any storytelling," and I'm just kind of like, there is some deep, excellent, very deep storytelling going on in AEW, and I don't understand how people can say there's no storytelling. To me, that just seems like you don't watch the product and you need a reason to complain and you just came up with something. You know what I mean? That's what that feels like to me. But this was great. When Eddie and Malachi finally get in the ring together here, Eddie hits this massive chop to Malachi's chest as Malachi is springing off the ropes. And Malachi sells it for a second, but then walks around pissed off. And he comes up to Eddie, who Eddie's like, bring it. I thought he was going to throw a chop, but instead of a chop, Malachi throws this awesome tie kick, hits Eddie square in the chest. Eddie screams out, "Ah!" and immediately comes back with a back fist. So Malachi ducks under the back fist and swings with the black mass. This was one of the smoothest things I have seen Eddie ever do. They must have practiced this in the back. It didn't look choreographed, but my God, they pulled this off so perfectly. In the middle of the black mass, Eddie Kingston sinks down to the mat cross-legged perfectly with an elbow on his knee and his hand and his fist up to his jaw. Malachi immediately finishes the black mass and cross-legged sits down in front of him and they smile and go to commercial. Just perfection. Absolute perfection. Those two in the ring for that 2 minutes was unreal for me. I thought it was so good. I immediately started making the thumbnail. I was like, yep, that's the thumbnail. The thumbnail is done. We got Malachi and the House of Black. It was just, this was so good. The entire match, Eddie was refusing to tag in Ortiz. He kept, refusing to go over to the corner. Just didn't trust him. At one point, Buddy Matthews comes to slide into the ring. Eddie turns around and sees him and steps on the chair that he's got. And Matthews just lets go of the chair and slides out. Eddie picks up the chair. And he turns around to Julia Hart, immediately standing there. She lets out this scream. Dude, this scream would have scared the bejesus out of me if I was in the arena, or if I was in the room with a scream like this. It was like something from a horror movie, and she fakes being scared and falls down. So Ortiz looks over and sees her on the ground with Eddie with the chair. Ortiz thinks that Eddie was about to blast Julia Hart with the chair. This was so damn good. So damn good. I just don't even know what to say about how good they thought this out tremendously. And Julia Hart is one of my favorite additions to AEW. Can you guys remember from the time she showed up on some AEW Darks with the Varsity Blondes in her cheerleader outfit and her pom-poms, having, let's be honest, questionably bad matches? This turnaround for her is incredible. I mean, Coach says I would have saved her. Oh, from the scream? Yeah, Coach would have been like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, man. So the House of Black get the win. Eddie Kingston takes a black mass, and Ortiz is kicked out of the ring. And 1, 2, 3. And the House of Black afterwards went over to Ortiz outside the ring, and they kind of held him up. And Malachi kept saying, "You did a great job. You did a great job." And it's obvious that he's trying to make it look like he was working with him. You know what I mean? But Eddie can't fall for this. Or, if Eddie falls for this, it means we're trying to book Eddie like an idiot. And, I can't, nah. Yeah, the Julia pairing with the House of Black was just absolute genius. The pairing with the Varsity Blondes was great for a little while. But the moment that it became stale, it was stale. You know what I mean? Like, it was bad. And the way that they had her turn on them was great. The way she joined the House of Black was great. I loved it all. This can't say enough about this. This was fantastic storytelling here. Anybody that says they don't have storytelling in AEW is out of their minds. This was great. So next up, we had Layla Gray and Jade Cargill cutting a promo backstage on Red Velvet. Basically, they were asked about Red Velvet, and they were like, who? They're like, Layla's like, I replaced her, so looks like we might be getting Red Velvet versus Jade or Red Velvet versus Layla first. She's probably going to go through Layla and then go after Jade. I think Red Velvet's going to be number 59. I'm sorry, number 49. 59. She's going to be number 49. And then I don't know who's going to be number 50. We need someone big to be number 50. You know what I mean? Maybe like a returning Serena Deeb. I haven't seen Serena Deeb for a little while. Maybe a Riho. Maybe give me a Sheeta. Give me a Tony Storm. Let me see one of these other ladies that's been in the world title picture trying to go after the TNT. Or I'm sorry, the TBS, I say that because it's, this was on TNT. But yeah, I'd like to see someone new going after the TBS. Maybe a returning Thunder Rosa, maybe. No, that wouldn't make sense. She should go after the world championship. Yeah. I don't know. We need somebody with, somebody with a name, somebody of note to be the number 50 win. That way Jade looks really good. It's a notable win. And then 51, here comes, Lil Bow Wow bringing his cousin in, and here we go with Mercedes Moné. I'm hoping that's where we're leading to at Revolution. Statlander should be back soon. Yeah, when was that injury? Oh, Miyu Yamashita. Coog, nice fucking call, dude. So if we get like Miya Yamashita coming for that 50th win, Jade could easily get the win. I don't want to say easily get the win, but she could easily, I'm sorry, I keep saying it. The story could be the easily part. My mouth is blah, blah, blah. So we could have her get the win and continue a beatdown on Miyu. And who to come out for the save other than Mercedes Moné? This would be incredible. I would be all for that. Yes, please. All right. Next up, we had the Golden Globe winner, Paul Walter Hauser from Blackbird. I believe he was a writer on the Blackbird or a producer or something like that. I've never seen the show. Didn't bother to memorize whatever he did on the show. And he said some funny, he tried to make a witty little comment by saying, you know, every time I'm driving up the East Coast, I skip past Connecticut and I go straight to Jacksonville. And the crowd was kind of like, what? Like, huh? You know, I got it after a minute of being like, Connecticut, okay, WWE, he passes it, okay, goes to Jacksonville, AEW, okay. But it came across a little awkward, especially from a guy like him. I don't know. It's just a little weird. He cut a decent promo here. He looked a little nervous to be in the ring, which, you know, it's got to be an intimidating thing. You got 10,000 people just staring at you, and you got a microphone in your hand with Renee Paquette to your left. Like, so he cuts a decent promo, and Danhausen comes out for the save. Just heard some weird noises over here. Danhausen comes out to kind of save the crowd from this Golden Globe guy. And Danhausen basically wants the Golden Globe. He's like, give it to me. And Sanjay Dutt and Jeff Jarrett and the crew show up. And this guy, Paul Walter Hauser, runs his mouth off to Jeff Jarrett and winds up taking the guitar straight to the head. I did not expect this guy to take this guitar shot like this. This guitar, he did not hold back. Jeff Jarrett hit this dude just as hard as he has hit any wrestler ever in history. Wow, I was not expecting that. I'll tell you that much for sure. They continue to kind of give him a little bit of a beatdown, and Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends come out for the save. That was a very nice spot there. Always love to get Orange Cassidy on my screen, if not just for a few moments. You know, and like the Coug says, you know, Jarrett gets a lot of hate, but he draws nuclear heat, and it's absolute money. It's not go away heat. It's not like I'm going to stop watching this program if Jarrett's on here. That's just not the way that he gets his heat. This is just perfect veteran, knows how to work the crowd. It's fantastic, man. I love me some Jeff Jarrett. All right, next up, possible women's match of the year contender already. Ty Melo and Anna JAS versus Willow Nightingale and Ruby Soho in a street fight. Now, boys, girls, whoever may be watching, the New Year's Eve street fight was fucking amazing. I don't know why I didn't expect this one to be as good. Just for some reason, I was just expecting a normal match. Not normal, but I was just expecting a normal street fight match, you know, fighting on the outside, fighting on the ramp, you know, just your basic run-of-the-mill street fight match. Is that what we got? Fucking no. I was so blown away by all four women in this match. We got Willow and Ruby dressed up like the Dudley Boys. This was amazing. And right away, Anna Jay and Ty Melo coming out for their entrance. Willow and Ruby attack from behind. Ruby slaps Willow on the chest, shoves her. Willow! Get the tables! I absolutely loved the throwback to the Dudley Boys. I thought this was extremely good taste here. I don't think I've ever seen any ladies do a throwback to some hardcore shit. We got some EC dub chants. Ruby gets busted open here early, somewhere up in her hairline on her forehead, and she wore a crimson mask all night. Like, if you guys didn't see the photo earlier, here you go. Little bit of Ruby for you. Ruby, Soho. This is gonna be my thumbnail. I should switch this to the thumbnail right now. You guys, like, I'm just so blown away by how amazing Ruby did tonight, how amazing Willow did tonight, how amazing Melo did tonight, how amazing Anna JAS did tonight. These ladies absolutely killed it. And they deserved every fucking minute of that main event that they got. Yeah, and I think rumor has it Coog started those ECW chants, right? Started in your section, Coog? Okay. That's good enough for me. King Rome will attest to this. I know he will. When we were at the AEW Dynamite for Saraya arriving to AEW, the crowd went silent for a moment when she grabbed the mic, and I was like, welcome back. And dude, on my second shout of it, the third shout was the entire arena. So if you guys ever watched that episode of Dynamite and saw Saraya show up, that was me with the welcome back. And it's kind of funny. I felt like a little kid. I really did feel like a little kid. I turned to Rome and I was like, I started that. And he was like, I know. It is what it is. I'm a fucking 37-year-old kid. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? So this match was absolutely incredible. We had garbage cans. We had lids, cans. We had tables. Anna Jay has the wrapped up barbed wire around her arm at one point. She wraps up on Willow into a rear naked choke, the Queen Slayer. Willow immediately realizes she's in trouble, so she backs her into the corner where Ruby Soho has a chain with just a fat chain wrapped around her hand. And she blasts Anna Jay probably 5 or 6 times right in the head. She falls over and out of the ring. Melo comes over with the garbage can lid, smashes Ruby across the head. We get a big time setup for a Tower of Doom. Now, I've seen the ladies do Towers of Doom before, you know what I mean? But we get Melo and Anna Jay about to suplex Ruby. And Willow comes in. And I absolutely love Willow. I love everything about Willow. Willow comes in, hits the Tower of Doom, power bombs everybody. Willow's incredible. She gets it. If you guys know what I mean about like when wrestlers get it, when they just know how to work the crowd, they know when to look out at the crowd and to, do the Hulk up thing and to power up. Willow just gets it, And Ruby Soho she gets up just drenched, covered in blood. She hits an amazing no future to Ty Conti on the outside. Willow absolutely destroys Anna Jay with a fucking, was it a power bomb onto the apron? I don't even know what it was. She drops Anna Jay onto the apron. I thought she killed her. Ty Conti comes out with, oh wait, so hold on here. Yeah, so Willow Willow takes Anna Jay up the ramp. She picks her up into a powerbomb position. And off the side of the ramp is a table set up. Willow goes to do the Bubba Bomb, just like to Dixie Carter. But Willow overshoots the table just a bit. So Willow's butt goes through the table. Anna Jay takes a full-blown Dudley Bubba Bomb from the top of the ramp all the way down to the floor. No table to break her fall. This was so nasty looking. I really hope Anna Jay is okay. I have not heard anything about any injuries, but it looked absolutely incredible. So Anna, if you're wondering whether that spot was worth it, 100%. Nah, coach, I don't think she hit her head, man. I think she just landed flat on her back. I almost guarantee you she at least had the wind knocked out of her. You know what I mean? I think she had her hands behind her head too. So right after this, we cut to Ty Conti and Ruby fighting on the edge of the ring. There's a table set up on the edge of the ring. Ty Conti picks up Ruby Soho into a gotch-style pile driver and pile drives Ruby's fucking face through the center of this damn table. It looked incredible. Absolutely incredible. I was blown away. Absolutely blown away. She throws her into the ring, pins her. 1, 2, kick out at 2.9. I fucking lost my shit. I thought it was over. I was like, what else could we do? What else do we need to do? Both ladies just got absolutely murdered through a fucking table. What else are we going to do? What else are we going to do? Ty Conti goes outside the ring and comes back with my nemesis. You guys know I absolutely squirm in my chair when I see thumbtacks. But Ty Conti emerges with the black bag of tacks. She pours out the black bag of tacks into the middle of the ring. Is there any news about Mercedes Moné joining AEW? So we've been speculating here. There's no news about it. But the speculation from us here is that she's going to be the one to face Jade when this story with Little Bow Wow comes to fruition. Little Bow Wow, I believe, is cousins at some point with Mercedes. But Ty Melo dumps out the bag of tacks into the middle of the ring. And she tries to shove Ruby Soho's face into the tacks. Ruby puts her hand down in the middle of the tacks to stop herself from going face first into them. She powers herself up, grabs a handful of tacks, and throws them into Ty's face. Ruby Soho hits a destination unknown, which if you don't know what the destination unknown is, it's the Sister Abigail from Bray Wyatt. She hits a destination unknown into the tacks onto Ty Melo. Face first. I was squirming in my seat. I audibly screamed and yelled. I went, no! I'm sorry. I'm sorry for anybody wearing headphones. I had to give you guys an accurate depiction of what took place in my living room tonight. No! Oh my God. So after the destination unknown, Ruby Soho gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Willow Nightingale and Ruby Soho take the victory. Ruby was just pouring blood. This, you can see it here. Look at her face right here. This was not gimmicked blood. This was not fake blood. I didn't see a blade spot, but obviously this was a taped Rampage. They could have easily have cut it, but I don't know, man. I think this might have been hard way. I think she might have accidentally busted open here, but that's some of the best color is accidental, you know. She just this is an incredible picture right here. This picture is amazing. This is going to be the beginning of Ruby's push right here. Remember Britt Baker's push? The lights out match, the bloody lights out match with Thunder Rosa. This is Ruby's lights out. This is Ruby's lights out match. Yeah, Rome, I could absolutely agree with you, man. It's tough. I got to keep drinking water, and there's like these moments of silence. I think you need to take charge at work and let them know, you know, Friday nights got stuff to do. Thank you for joining us for a little bit here, Rome, spawning in your Charizard there. I like it. Thank you. But this was an absolute banger of an episode of Rampage. That's a t-shirt for Ruby fans. 100%, dude. They made Britt's face into a shirt. They might as well do this one. I like the shirt with her and Willow there. I just noticed that. It says Willow and Ruby. Oh, and she's hugging her and she's like, ew. That's great. I love that shirt. Check this out. Oh, man. Rome, I can't wait for you to watch this match. I want to hear what you say about it in Discord. Wake me up at like 1 in the morning. I don't care. I'm so glad they got the main event. It was incredible. Very well deserved. The ladies can absolutely hold their own with the men. Give the ladies the main event all the time. I have absolutely no problem with it. You know, and to be honest, give the ladies the opening. If you would have put that in the opener, you might have held quite a few eyes from when it first came on. I don't really follow the Rampage numbers too much. I don't know if they have more at the beginning or the end of Rampage, but if you have more at the beginning, man, you could have kept some eyeballs on the show with that match first, but they deserved every minute of that main event. Every minute of it. All right, so let me see if I can find what we going on next week's AEW Dynamite. So let's see here. What do we got? So far on Dynamite, we have Willow Nightingale versus Toni Storm. Okay, time out. Yes, please. But why? Ramit Taneja, thank you very much for the subscription. You know what? I got to put that back into its rightful place after going 1080p here. Thank you very much for the subscription. You're going to get to see that again, actually. I'm going to run your subscription one more time because I want to see it again. Yay! There it is. Appreciate the subscription, sir. Thank you very much. Let's see, what else do we got going on for Dynamite? That's going to be a banger of a match, though. Toni Storm versus Willow. Hell yeah. I would just like to know why. You know what I mean? This is definitely one of those times where it's going to give the people that say there's no storylines, look at, what's the story here? All right. All right. Oh, shit. Man, Darby Allin is just one of the best workers in the business right now. We got Darby Allin for the TNT Championship with an open challenge. Gonna face Kushida. Formerly in NXT, Kushida is coming to AEW Dynamite to face Darby Allin in the TNT Championship Open Challenge. Stories have a beginning. Oh, I understand. I have no problem with this match whatsoever, but just out of nowhere when we have Ruby and Willow teaming up, come on. You got to give me that a little bit. Got to give me that a little bit, Rome. NX what? All right, let's see what else we got. All right, Danielson versus... Hold on. Is that confirmed? I'm not sure this is confirmed because the picture is very vague. I'm seeing Danielson versus Bandito. Bryan Danielson versus Bandito on Dynamite. Holy shit. Daniel Garcia versus Action Andretti for Rampage next week. This is why we need Rome. He usually has all this ready to go. All right, there's the Darby Kushida. Oh, Young Bucks versus Top Flight. Ooh wee. Yes, please. Orange Cassidy versus Jay Lethal. Awesome, Rome. Yeah, we'll catch you later, man. You announced Danielson versus Bandito on Wednesday. I'm sure I had the same reaction, and I'm sure I'll forget about it just as quick as I go to bed tonight. I am exhausted after my Whatnot stream today, selling stuff on Whatnot at the card store. If anybody here collects sports cards, you can catch me on Whatnot, the app. It's a really freaking cool app where you can rapidly buy stuff in auction format. I go by FS Breaks on there. That's FS Breaks. I would definitely appreciate a follow or two over there. This was an amazing episode of Rampage here tonight. Maybe an all-timer. I've been saying that a lot lately. They've been stepping the game up. The women have just been absolutely killing it lately in every aspect of AEW. Every women's match is just at the minimum decent. Like, I have not seen a bad match in a long time. So, excellent job by everybody here on Rampage. Just to let you guys know, we are doing the Game Room podcast on Monday night at 9 p.m. with King Rome. He will be your host. I'll be on the producer ones and twos over there. Hopefully we have a special co-host on Monday. I'm not sure who it will be, but hopefully we have ourselves a special co-host. Save my voice for Wednesday. But if not, you guys will have me as the co-host as well. And I think that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you, everybody who joined in the chat. We got Coach Nick and Rome and Coog. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me here tonight. But, my voice is getting a little raspy here without Rome to take over for a few seconds and do the ending. But you can catch us on Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or anywhere that you get your podcast content. There's the word I was looking for. You can catch us anywhere, but we would prefer you guys here on YouTube, especially for this Rampage show, which is YouTube exclusive. You won't catch this show on any of those, but the Wednesday show and the gaming podcast are both over there on Spotify, so please join us. But until next time, I will catch you guys later. Top guys, out.